Okay. Hello. It's Dr. Abi here. Um, in the last three or so of my videos, I've said I will not be sort of talking about one thing because the world we are living in is a world that is so um sick, and so much is going on, and you never quite know what you're going to be talking about next, or you never quite know what is happening. But for me, it's the pain. I don't come here as a political commentator. Sometimes what I touch does for and that, but my aim is just to talk about being human. And as a disabled person, um it's more important to raise some of these issues because obviously I fall under the group of vulnerable people, and across the world there are vulnerable people, vulnerable children, women, men, the elderly, who are living in very harsh conditions because of wars, and some of them really are necessary. So I always find myself being dragged in, subconsciously there, because it's something that I know can feel worse. And as I said before, I was once an able-bodied person who acquired disability, and I know what I lost, the independence I used to have, and now I just have to rely on on other people, and also on sort of the mess. I mean, the mess of other people's hands, and sometimes you can't help it. So when I imagine this happening in a war zone, or in a place where this sort of under control of a foreign government, I just know that the conditions would even be worse for these people. But the one thing that I want to talk about, I think I talked about domestic violence, in its forms: physical, mental abuse, financial, and other forms of it, physiological and psychological, and sexual as well, which is obviously shocking, with what we are hearing about people watching videos of men raping their wives while they are sort of comatose state, which again is very much like, where is the world going? Were these things happening before? At some point, how are these people manifesting or doing these things? But anyway, I'm not going to dig into that. I just wanted to talk about how horrified I was to see. Okay, so when I watch news, I've learned the hard way that there are news channels that are considered traditionally, or have been considered traditionally, as impartial, the voice of reason, informative, transformative, you name it. And one of those is the BBC, because I used to see the BBC news when I was in Africa, before I came to the UK. But lately, I'm now just seeing blatant bias. And sometimes when you're busy, you don't think much about, what you see. You kind of find the local news, or there's been a murder there, or the government is doing A, B, C, D. Then it's just like you go on about your merry way. But lately, because of the wars, the genocidal wars that are around the world, it's very difficult to not want to hear what's happening and who is doing what. So I do have a sweep of watching the news, not sitting and digging deep, because I know digging deep it's not gonna come from any news platform. I have to do the digging deep elsewhere. So yes, I do sweep through. I would sweep through Sky News, the BBC News, then sometimes ITV, some Channel 4, then I move CNN, France News 24, and Al Jazeera. And it's just amazing how certain facts are portrayed and sometimes are not, because I think if news is being chosen by how good it looks or sounds, and how much it goes in line with one country and the other, then to me, that's not news. That is some form of propaganda. Why I'm saying this is I was speaking to a friend who